That's nonsense. Like, that's absolutely nuts. I understand. Hello, welcome back to Classics with a Quirk, where I talk about contemporary and luxury designer items and brands with a touch of silliness. This is the kind of content that you find interesting. Please do like this video and subscribe for more of it. Thank you. Luxury I would buy over and over again. I was tagged by Lisa from Luxury and Life in the Middle. I will link her channel below for you, and her video, of course, below for you as well. And I thought this would be a fun video to do because not only would be talking about things that I really do like in my collection, but items that I would buy over and over again, as the tag states. Now, this tag reminds me a little bit about the tag that Amber Ashley started a while back called So Nice I Bought It Twice, and I did do a video on that too, which is items that are in my collection that I have bought multiples of. I'll link that video for you. It's a little bit of an old one, so please be kind, but I think it was a worthwhile video and fun to do because I talked about multiples in my collection. For this video though, I decided to do a little bit of a different take on the tag, and so I'm going to be talking about items that I have in my collection that I would buy multiples of, like I would buy it over and over again because I would buy more, or items that if they were gone from my collection tomorrow somehow, I would try to replace them as soon as possible. So the items that I'm going to be talking about today fall in either one or both of those categories. They're items that I have already that I'd buy more of, or items that I would repurchase if I had to. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. I'm gonna just get started. So the first item I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna just get this out of the way, the Louis Vuitton Recto Verso. I talk about this item nonstop. I like this item a lot. I've made several videos in which I've mentioned this item, and I have a dedicated review on this item, which I will link for you. I'm not gonna linger on this too much because I've waxed poetic on it a number of times, but I love this. If I had to repurchase it tomorrow, I would. I would like to get a second one. I would like to get this in the Damier Azur canvas if I could find it. I can't find it anywhere. I heard that it's in stock in Mexico. I did look that up. That's where I can find it, but I can't purchase it from Mexico, unfortunately, so out of luck there. But if it ever does come available in Damier Azur in the US, I would purchase it, like it a lot. That's all I'm gonna say because I'm sure you're tired of hearing about it. Sticking with SLGs for a little bit, the next item on my list are the Chanel flap card holders, and this is jingling because it's got coins in it right now. I really like these. I think that they're beautiful little pieces. I think they're relatively well priced for a Chanel SLG, all things considered, and I think that they're very versatile. I use these primarily as compact wallets, so the way that I use them is that it's just a flap opening and just a little space, and then there's a card pocket on the back. So I usually put my license or oft-used credit card in this pocket, and then I put the rest of my cards in here, and then I fold up some little cash in the back. As you can see, there is some cash already in this, and then I put 2 quarters. In all of my wallets, I try to have 2 quarters as a just in case. It's just a habit that I've been in for a number of years, and I'm not going to break it anytime soon. So that's how I use this. It's a really good size. It's very compact, even with how puffy it is. It doesn't get stuffed, even if you put a lot of cards into them. And I use this as a wallet that I think is very cute when I'm not using my Recto Verso or other wallets. I do change out my wallets fairly often. I enjoy using different SLGs, so it's a way for me to enjoy a different kind of luxury by changing out my wallets. I know that some people don't like having a bunch of SLGs or think that a lot of SLGs are a waste of money. I don't agree with that because I think that if it's worth it to you, then it's worth it to have. So yes, both of these together could buy a bag, you know, but for me, it was worth it to have these, and I would buy more because I think they're really cute and pretty. This is the 21K pink iridescent that I got last year, or early this year, no, last year. And I mean, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. I haven't used this one yet just because I've been happy to admire it, but I have used this one a number of times. So yeah, the Chanel flap card holder, I do think that they're very beautiful pieces if you want like a little bit of Chanel, and especially since the bags are so expensive now, if you want just a little piece of Chanel, I think this is a really good option. So I would recommend them, and I would buy them in more colors, or I would replace this one if it somehow disappeared, which I hope it doesn't do because I like it a lot, obviously. Gonna move to a bag now, and this is a bag that you also are probably sick of hearing about. This is my Louis Vuitton Cabas Meso. No, it's not. It's my Cabas Piano. Does this need any explanation at this point? It's great. I love it. It's a wonderful size. It's got a zipper on the top, which for me is almost a necessity in a tote. Fits everything, including my iPad, a water bottle, my planners, and notebook. It's so good. A little compact little thing that isn't too big or overpowering. If this disappeared, or if like it broke somehow, like if a strap fell off and it was too damaged to repair, would repurchase. I would find another one. I bought this in the pre-loved market. I bought this from a Japanese reseller, and I have a video on how to purchase pre-loved LV, like what to look for. I also have a video on how to clean up pre-loved LV. So if you buy something vintage or you buy something used, how to clean the canvas and hydrate the vachetta. I'll link those videos for you as well. Great little bag, would repurchase, highly recommend if you can find one or are interested in it. And that's all I'm going to say because I've waxed poetic on this bag also a number of times. Moving away from leather goods for a minute here, which I know, a shock, but I'm going to talk about a couple of fragrances now. The first fragrance is the Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. I just have this in the 1 ounce size because I purchased this as an experiment. I told this story last year, but I was in a Coach boutique buying a birthday present for a friend. I smelled the fragrance on the sales associate, asked her what it was. She said it was Tobacco Vanille. I went down and I got a sample from the counter at Neiman Marcus. Liked it so much that I purchased it basically within the week after wearing it for a while, and I would repurchase this again. I'm going to repurchase it again once I run out. I'm about like this much of the way down at this point, and I did not purchase this too long ago. But when I do repurchase it, I also plan to get it in the bigger size because I really like this fragrance. I think it's a wonderful, warm, like woodsy, vanilla-y scent, and I really enjoy it. So I would repurchase this again and would repurchase it in the bigger size so it doesn't run out as fast. The other fragrance I want to talk about is this one. This is Erin's Amber Musk, and it is Estee Lauder's brand, and it is so nice. So it's kind of funny. I was in Italy when I smelled this for the first time. My friend and I went into a coin department store just to browse, and this was one of the tester samples, and I tried it because I was interested and I had never tried an Erin fragrance before. We tried a couple, including some of the honeysuckle ones, which I personally didn't enjoy actually. I know those are really popular, but they weren't for me. I love this one so much that I sprayed it on my wrist to wear around. I liked it so much that I kept like going back to like smell it on myself basically. And then I decided not to purchase it in Italy. But when I got back to the US, I went to all the different department store websites like Macy's, Bloomingdale, Nordstrom, and went to find kind of like the best deal on it. And I ended up getting the current holiday gift set. It's like a gift set for about like $145. I got it off Nordstrom, and it was a great little set. It came with this and then 2 of the travel size fragrances, which are great for putting in your bag, and it also came with like this little raffia bag, which I thought was really cute. So you got this, you got 2 of these, and you got the full size fragrance for $145, which I thought was a really good value. I'll link that for you below if you're interested. Really good value. It also came for me with 7 bajillion samples because it came with an Erin sample of like a small rose scented hand cream and like a lip treatment. Then it came with 3 Estee Lauder products, like 3, like a cleanser and like a balm and an under eye serum. And then it also came with 7 additional Estee Lauder products with like a code word or something. So I don't know if those are still active, but if they are, I'll link them for you down below because it was a great deal. But even if they aren't, if you don't get any freebies, I would suggest trying to find freebies because Estee Lauder is always giving out freebies apparently. But even if they don't come with freebies, I would recommend getting this like little kit because $145 for a full size fragrance, a little bag, and then 2 of these I think is very, very worth it. But for the fragrance itself, I'd call it like a warm, inviting, like cozy fragrance with like a hint of florals. The musk is not too strong or overpowering. It's quite a light fragrance, but it's still it's kind of like a soft fragrance. Like it smells very effervescent to me, and I really enjoy that. The only thing I don't love about it is that it doesn't have a lot of staying powder. Like it's got a lingering hint after the dry down, but it doesn't last as long as I would like it to because I really enjoy smelling it as it is a little bit more powerful. So I do tend to reapply throughout the day, which is why the travel sprays are so nice because I could just throw them in my bag. But I would recommend this. I literally bought this like 2 weeks ago, and this is how much is already used up. Like I've been wearing this every day, pretty much nonstop. I'm wearing it today. I really enjoy it. Would highly recommend and would definitely repurchase. I have 2 more bags to talk about and then 1 SLG. So I'm going to talk about a bag, then the SLG, and then the final bag rounding out my list. So the first bag I want to talk about, and I guess the second bag on this list of number 3, is this one. This is my reissue 225 in black with gold hardware. It is the smallest size, and I love this bag. I use it so much. It is really, it's a good bag because it's like, it can be casual, but it also can be dressy in my opinion, and it also doesn't kind of like scream designer. So it's a bag that I get to wear because I enjoy it, but I don't feel as though I'm like wearing a logo. Nothing wrong with a logo, but I really enjoy how like under the radar this bag is. If this one went poof tomorrow for some reason, which I'd be very sad about, I would try to repurchase it. I don't know if I'd get the 225 size or the 226 size, which is like the medium large size, because I like them both. I think that the medium large size I would gravitate to a little bit more. So if I were to buy another one, which I would like to at some point in the future, maybe not tomorrow, but at some point in the future, I would like another reissue in the black with ruthenium hardware in the 226 size, because I think that's just a good, like, everyday kind of could be casual bag. I just really like it. But if this one went poof, I would repurchase a black with gold hardware version. I would not buy it new though. I do want to caveat with that. I would not buy this bag new. It's currently retailing for over $8,000. The 226 is retailing for over $9,000, and you can find these on the pre-loved market for literally half of that. So I would go pre-loved for this bag. You can find them in excellent condition on the pre-loved market for literally half that, like $4,000, $5,000, depending on what specs you're looking for. So I would repurchase this bag, but I would go pre-loved. I would get a second of this bag, but I would also go pre-loved. But if you're interested in the reissue, I do recommend them. They're a great bag, again, under the radar. This fits a decent amount considering that it's a double flap, so the space is much more limited inside. I think it does anyway. I mean, it fits my essentials. I think the 226 would fit a little bit more, which I would like, so that's why it's kind of on my radar to get another one or to get a second one. But I would recommend this bag, but I would recommend it on the pre-loved market for sure. The final SLG I want to talk about, and I would consider this an SLG, but also a bag because it's technically a small leather good, but I use it as a bag, and that is this, my YSL clutch. I think these were renamed to be the YSL like Cassandra envelope clutch as opposed to the YSL tri-quilt mixed matelasse clutch, which is what the name used to be. I'm not sure. But this bag was $745 when I purchased it. It has gone up since to $795 with the tri-quilting, the mixed matelasse quilting. The regular chevron went from $725 to $775, and I do still think that that is worth it. I do like this bag a lot. I do use it quite often. It's a wristlet bag, so you can use it obviously as a wristlet. You can take this off to use it just as a clutch without the wristlet. You also can very easily convert it into a walk with your own chain or a walk conversion kit. I think that this is a great value. It is basically a walk, or it could be a walk very easily for half the price of a YSL walk. And YSL prices are climbing, obviously. I mean, this went up by $50, but some of their bags are going up by a lot more than that. And I think that this is a good value for money. It's very useful. They come in a variety of very beautiful colors. And so I think that this is worthwhile as a bag to me. I will admit that I don't wear this as often as I might wear a neutral of the style because the Greenfield is a very vibrant color and it doesn't necessarily match everything I own, which is fine. I don't need every single one of my bags to match every single thing I own because that's the point of having variety. It's nice to be able to have variety, but I do really enjoy using this like shape and style, not even just the color. So I'm actually looking for getting this in a second color in a neutral. I don't think of black just because I have enough like black bags, but I think that having like a paler neutral or a lighter neutral for like a clutch envelope, evening style, wallet on chain would be really nice because I don't have a lot of those in my collection anyway. It also just fit a whole lot, by the way. Like it opens pretty wide and it can fit a surprising amount. Like this little thing will fit my Recto Verso, one of the travel sprays, a key pouch, and my phone. Like it's a little bit bulgy, but like it'll fit all of those things. And I didn't expect it to be able to fit all of those things. I was very surprised. I also did a review on this bag, which I'll link for you. That's got like a what fits and some mod shots if you're more interested in just this style. But yeah, I would repurchase this bag. I plan to repurchase this bag, or I plan to purchase an additional one. I would like a multiple of this. Like I'd like this in a different color, possibly more than one, honestly. I really like it and I do recommend it. I'll link some down below for you as well. Like I'll just link everything I can find down below for you if you're interested in any of this stuff that I mentioned. And finally, the last but certainly not least item on my list, and this would have to be a pre-loved buy because you cannot get it new, is this. And I would love for you to guess what you think it is from what you know of my collection. Give you a second, and here it is. This is my Chanel Jumbo, my vintage Chanel Jumbo in the Mademoiselle quilting with the big CC. It is the vintage Chanel lambskin. It is the vintage Chanel gold-plated hardware. It is an absolutely gorgeous bag. I was so fortunate to find it when I did, especially for the price that I did. I'll link that unboxing video for you, as well as the video that I show details what fits and mod shots, because oh my gosh, the amount of ways that I love this bag are so many ways. I'm not going to count them for you right now. I don't have that in an alphabetical order list, but it's a beautiful bag. It's so luxurious to me, and it is a big bag, so it fits a lot. This isn't a bag that I want to overstuff, honestly, and usually when I wear it, I don't put a lot in it, to tell the truth. Like, it fits a decent amount, don't get me wrong. Like, this will fit an iPad Air in its case. Like, that's pretty cool, but I don't overstuff it in any way. I tend to pack fairly light in general, but with this I continue to pack light. Like, I don't stuff as much as I can into it, even though it can fit quite a bit. It's such a luxurious bag to me, and I think I already said this, but for its size, I still feel like it's a luxurious experience carrying it. I feel so good when I wear it. I love wearing it. I try to wear it as often as I can, really. In fact, some of my other bags get neglected occasionally because, like, I want to wear this so often. It is absolutely beautiful. It is one of the prizes in my collection, the other probably being the Delvaux, though I didn't put the Delvaux in this list just because I have no idea if I'd be able to find it again. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to find the Delvaux that I own in my specs, the Marguerite Delvaux, on the pre-loved market because of like, it's very specific. I mentioned this in my unboxing video, so I'll link the Delvaux unboxing video for you too. A lot of links today. I hope that's all right. But for this style comes across around on the pre-loved market. Not often, but often enough that I think that I'd be able to find it again. I don't know necessarily if I'd be able to find it for the price that I paid, but I don't know, who knows what's going on with prices these days. No idea. I would repurchase this if I had the opportunity to, or rather, I would repurchase this if I had to. I wouldn't want to have to, but I would buy this bag again. I'd buy this bag over and over again. It's so silly, but I've looked at this bag on the pre-loved market, even though I already own it. Like, I've looked at it in caviar. I looked at it in lambskin going like, should I get a backup? Like, that's nonsense. Like, that's absolutely nuts. I understand. But I've literally, like, looked at other listings that I found of this bag going, should I get that one too? Like, what? Calm down, self. That's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand. It's absolutely ridiculous, but that's how much I love and appreciate and admire this bag. So definitely one of the, like, stars of the show, one of the highlights of my collection, and one that I would buy over and over again if I had to. And do I want another Chanel Jumbo? Yes, I do, which is also a little bit silly, but I use this often enough that I don't think that it would go amiss in my collection if I had another jumbo, and maybe the Matelasse diamond quilting, which I do admire as well. But I love the big CC. I love the lambskin. The hardware is gorgeous. It's got the Mademoiselle pocket. It's not too heavy either for a bag this size because it's a single flap, not a double flap. And this one in particular, it's stuffed right now, but it's got the burgundy interior. That's the bag liner, but it's got the actual burgundy interior, which I also really like. I prefer the black with burgundy interior as opposed to the black on just black interior. So that was also, like, a really nice part of this find. And yeah, could wax poetic for ages on this bag. Could wax poetic for ages on a number of these items, and I have in previous videos. So I'm gonna spare you all of that, but definitely one that I love so much and would buy over and over again. So that is it. Those are the luxury items in my collection that I could think of right now that I would buy over and over again, that I would either repurchase or would get a multiple of. Thank you so much for tagging me, Lisa from Luxury and Life in the Middle. Again, I will link her video below for you as well. What is an item in your collection that you would buy over and over again, or one that you would replace immediately if you had to? I'd love to hear. Please do leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think about my picks. If there's one that you particularly admired or one that you'd like to hear a bit more information about, please feel free to also leave me a comment and let me know. If you like this video, please do give it a like. It super duper helps the algorithm, and subscribe for more content because that helps the algorithm even more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.